We are recording and we are live.
All righty, let's go. Let's see. Give Kevin another second here.
He just now read the message. We are up to the minute here in the village.
All right, we'll go ahead and start. Kevin will jump in. All right, find. There it is. All right, first up, approving the minutes from July 14th and July 28th.
I just had a question, and this is not to dine Tim out, but on the July 28th minutes, do we need to put that Tim was absent just so they don't think that it was that he was accidentally left off?
Yes.
That would be my only adjustment to the 28th July minutes. Other than that, with that action, I make a motion that we accept the July 14th and July 28th minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, unanimous. All righty. Next up is the treasurer's report. It's good we got the money for the barber block project in. Hey, Dan, I see we got the stuff for the barber block. Did we not get anything yet for the 23 South Main, or did they already get paid?
No, Restore has been all quiet on the Western Front. So that's.
Have they submitted everything they needed to submit?
Everything's in. It's the state needing to generate a grant disbursement agreement, and they have yet to do so.
Yeah, they're holding on to all the money right now.
Yep.
Yeah, the town is facing the same issue with them.
With their grant, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to get Brindisi's office involved to get them to get the state to cut loose some money that was federal Medicaid dollars. It wasn't even state money, but they were just holding on to it to collect the interest off of it because it was about $4 million. So, all right. Do we have a motion to approve the treasurer's report and pay the bills?
I'll make it.
I'll
Ed
second.
seconds. Ed beat you to it. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Very good.
With the because it's on the treasurer's report, I didn't know if it'd be under water and sewer or not, but I'd like to, I guess, a shout out to Donna. With the new meter, she's been calling some of our residents if they notice a water usage excessive, and I know that has definitely helped some of our residents. I would ask that if she does call you and about telling you that, please don't yell at her. She's trying to do this for your benefit, not for hers.
Nobody better yell at Donna.
Well, we've had some people that have been a little less than helpful when she's notified them. That
If people need to yell at anybody, they should be yelling at me, not at Donna.
Yeah. So, but I just want to say that's a great service that they're providing, and hopefully that'll help cut down on excess water usage.
They called me and I fixed the leak, 18 gallons a day.
Look at you.
Yeah, so it helped. So
What
I
was
was
leaking?
one of them. Well, yeah, I was away at camp. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. I go in there, I play the drums, I leave the water running, and you come back with nothing.
I don't blame you. Is that why all my beer is missing?
That's why.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Next up on the agenda. The treasurer. Okay, your reports. So first is up is cemetery. I see Jim's not on, but
Did you want to do the highway report and LRIP report? Seeing it was
yeah, you want to do those?
on B, or did you want to go out of order there? You can do anything you want, Mayor.
Yeah, we put them so Andrew could do them. I think he's on. He
Dion?
was gonna present them. Actually, I don't see him. Let me text him and I'll see what's going on, and then, because I know he was looking for the link.
Oh, I
So,
didn't see,
I'll
okay, yeah.
text him, and when he comes back, I'll let you know.
And we'll go
Alright.
back to them.
Okay,
I didn't see, yeah, the sub.
okay.
Yep, we'll come back to those when he's on.
Yeah, he has some great projects for the village, so he's gonna present them, so.
Yeah, he is, if he ever comes back to Homer, which I hope he does, he's the next mayor. Well,
It could well be.
at some point, yeah. All right, so we'll skip down real fast and do cemetery.
I'll make a motion to accept the cemetery report as written.
Second.
Ed seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, all right. We still don't have Kevin. Anyone hearing from Kevin on,
I know he
Send
was
him.
doing some training. He got some training in.
all right, well, we'll keep moving.
Well, I read his report and he's doing pretty well.
No, not that Kevin, Kevin Slack.
Oh, Kevin
Oh,
Slack.
Kevin. He
Yeah,
just asked. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him an email, so hopefully we'll
Okay.
get that and get on.
All right. Yeah, no, the code report looks great.
I'll make a motion to accept the codes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Righty then. Dog control.
No big deals there. I'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Oh, there's Kevin. All right. Kevin, you hadn't missed much. We're just down to the dog report. So now we're DPW at Nick's report.
And we signed you up for about 5 different committees, and you're chairing 3 of them.
Yeah. So page 32 we're on. If you're following along at home. Alrighty.
Nobody has tried to buy old fire truck 23 yet, have they? Because I saw that Nick was putting the motor into storage and that kind of stuff on his report.
Malin, have we had any bites on, or are we doing active things for cell 503?
We've been trying, and it's about like anything else right now, unfortunately. I know everybody's strapped for money, even for used rigs. So I guess we could probably try to reduce the price again. I can talk to Brinley and see what they think. It's been sitting inside over there. So it's, not out in the weather going to crap.
What are we asking for it again?
I think we went from 65. I think I dropped it to 55. I think I dropped it 10 grand. The last time. I'd actually have to go back and look and talk with Brindley. And obviously one of the things, unfortunately for us, it's all white, but it'd be easy to paint the bottom red or whatever color anybody else would want and leave the top white. But, people say that that's one of the issues. Other than that, it's just everybody, and not only Brindley, but a couple others have said that, there's a lot of used pumpers out there right now. However, nobody's really got money to do anything, because once you can't use a grant to buy a used one, it's got to be a new one. So if you get a FEMA grant for a pumper and you get rid of the old one, it can't be used for fire service anymore. So there's just a bunch of them out there for sale that we're not having too much luck. So you guys can tell me if you want to, drop the price again. I've offered it to Kyler, and their chief kind of wants it, but a couple of their board of commissioners don't think it's the right truck for them. So,
Yeah, 10% of the cost of a new one. That's not a bad truck.
Oh, God, no. The truck is
great
in good
truck.
shape itself.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
And we
okay,
could try Auctions International. We haven't gone that route yet. You know, whatever you folks want to do with it.
Would it hurt anything to hold on to it?
What's that?
Would it hurt anything just to hold on to it until something breaks?
Let's hope nothing breaks, Kevin.
Well, that's not what I meant. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I do. Well, the problem is going to be where you're going to store it. I mean, we can't put it at the firehouse. There's not enough room there to get it in just based on the size of the trucks.
I say move it on to the auction house and get rid of it. If we can't use it, we're never gonna, we just gotta take the hit on it, because storing it is, it's just gonna rot away, issues, tires are rot, whatever.
Well, fortunately, Ed, it's inside. So
That's
it's
good.
You know, if it was outside, I'd be a lot more concerned about it, but I know it's taking up space for Mike, and, you know, if winter's coming, I don't know what that's gonna be. But we certainly could put it on Auctions International and we'll see what it gets, or any other of the municipal auction places. And
We might as well, right? Because we can set reserves on those, right? We accept the bid or not, so.
I believe you can, Hal.
Yeah.
Mike knows more about that than I do, and, you know, if you guys wanna give us an idea of, you know, price-wise, where we wanna set a minimum, or
Yeah, let's put it on Auctions International. We'll put a reserve on it and see what happens. At worst, we hold on to it. At best, we get rid of it.
So if we're doing that, we should do a motion for the reserve amount, and you can put in a reserve, I know that, because I work with Mike on these. So if we're gonna sell it through Auction International, we should just do a motion to approve selling it that way and what the reserve would be.
Well, I would not like to make the reserve public knowledge, because then somebody will just come in right at.
Well, it says it up there. Just so you know, when on Auction International, when you go, it posts the reserve amount.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'll make the motion that we put it in auctions reserve and put it in as a reserve of 55,000, which is what it is right now. If Malin approves, I'll go with that.
I'm good, you know, with you guys. Like I said, the other one has been here since early this year. We haven't had any real major issues with it. You know, and it's just, and I think it probably should go before winter time. Mike's not on, but I know it is taking up space inside his building.
That's not so much of a problem. It's just that,
Yeah,
yeah, stuff happens when they just sit. You
Yep.
gotta exercise
Oh,
them.
I absolutely agree.
yeah.
I mean,
All
I
right.
mentioned it at our county chiefs advisory board that it's been for sale, and, you know, that we'd take offers on it.
I mean, maybe we want to make the reserve 50 just to try to get rid of it, Ed.
Oh, I don't care. You guys set the reserve.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, 50. All right. So a motion.
I'll make a motion that we put the engine 503 to auction with a reserve of $50,000.
All right, Tim is seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Kevin says aye. All right. All unanimous. All right. Back to the DPW report.
So I did have one question on the maintenance report. So
Yeah.
it says for the vent track, he ordered the window. Is that from the broken one from winter? Or is this a new broken window?
And we're missing somebody from DPW.
I bet it's
Yeah.
a new broken window because we got a new vent track. Remember we
That's what I thought,
upgraded
right?
it? So I got
Well,
a feeling it broke somehow.
I'm not
when they were
sure.
installing
That's
it.
the one thing I don't know is when we switch Ventrax, do we keep the cab
Yes,
and everything? So then the windows, you know, the old window from our existing cab, not from the new.
right.
So yeah, I don't know when it broke.
I don't
I think they had a weird thing where it just kind of shattered. And
Yeah,
they
but that
maybe
was
just,
That was in the winter
months
though.
ago. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
months ago.
yeah, I almost feel like something. Well, I feel like they told us about it, but it was a while ago, and I just think they haven't really gotten to it because they didn't really need to get to it yet. So
Sure.
that's my guess, but we don't have anyone from DPW right now to ask.
I think we should get an update from them on that one.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Anything else on DPW, streets and parks?
They're doing a lot of work, so, yeah.
Yep, they are.
Oh, the other question I had was is the sidewalk width the same down the green?
Yes, so that's
Okay,
good.
'cause it
That's
looks
actually,
narrower.
well, that's a good segue, Tim.
Thank you.
I know it does look narrower, but it is wide like it was before. I think when you get onto it, you'll see. So we did meet, Pat, myself, Phil, and Mike met with NICEAG and DDS to go over the sidewalk replacement stuff, the road patching, and the yard repair. Because there was sort of a bit of an issue last time. So they brought everybody and they walked us through everything that they do, from the sidewalk repairs and how they go about it and what their specs are and what the material is that they get in, to how they do the lawn repair and reseeding and all of that. And they really do go sort of above and beyond for us here in the village. We don't really always see it because they wind up handling a lot of these complaints, but they don't let us know. And then the residents are happy, right? Because they've gotten their issue taken care of, but they also don't let us know. So it's sort of a communication thing where we think there are a lot of issues still outstanding, but really they've addressed the majority of them. So we walked up and down Main Street. We looked at the places that they had just reseeded that, looked all weedy and everything. And they kind of explained that it's because the summer's been so dry that it hasn't allowed the grass to take hold. But it will. And actually we went there right after it had rained and we could see already that it was starting to sprout. And they said basically, residents just need to just keep mowing, and those weeds are not going to come back next year. They're a one-time deal, but they showed us the seed mix. They gave us a letter from the person that their distributor for the seed mix that explains kind of what happened with the weeds and everything like that. And so we felt a lot better. We had gone to look at an issue with the sidewalks on Elm that were pointed out to us, but it turns out that it was the resident that requested the sidewalks to look like that. And I learned about this, it's called, I don't know if it's a picture frame or whatever, where they kind of smooth around the edges of each.
Frame finish.
Yeah.
Camford edge is what it's called.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
So this resident didn't want that. They wanted a broom finish edge to edge, which is what they got. And it looked kind of hinky because there were a couple of expansion joints in there where they weren't before. And what it was is, and DDS was really thinking, they put in expansion joints around these two trees that they thought were going to have to come out eventually, so that when those trees came out, they could just pull those sections of sidewalk and just have to re-pour those two little sections versus having to re-pour the whole walk. So actually, what they did made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be just kind of a communication thing. Dan was with us too. Sorry, Dan, I forgot that you were with us. Dan was with us too. And we basically just said we're going to work on better communication so that when a resident, complains, it goes to one spot, and when it gets resolved, we know about it. And they are committed to any issues. They will make them right. So
Fair enough.
You can't ask for anything more than that.
No, I was really happy with the result of that meeting and all that we learned. And they were DDS was actually a little bit upset because they actually take a lot of pride in what they do, and they felt a little bit maligned by I think me specifically. And so I apologize to them, and especially after learning about how they do things. So that was sort of my take on it. I don't know, Dan, Pat, you guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, a couple of things is like, just like you said, but now we have a tracking matrix at the village. So we just ask that if anybody has a complaint, let Dan or let the village know so we can put it on our tracking matrix and we can follow that to completion. And then just like they say, it's like mow and water. And I know we'll have to address some of our residents who still haven't mowed yet, because what DDS said is, mow, water, and we'll come back and look at it in the fall. And if it's still an issue in the fall, then they'll readdress it. So we've got the tracking matrix. I know the village has it. I've seen it, and I know they have got things in place DDS to go back and address them, so that's great. I just saw, to go back to the thing with you, Tim, about the Village Green sidewalks. They even said that they raised the sidewalk up a little bit so that when we do the vent tracking thing, it'll snow will push off and everything will go off, and instead of the vent track blade hitting the grass or the dirt, and then they're
Okay.
going to grade it up so that there's no lip, so there won't be a trip hazard, but they're going to grade it. So that was something that they did on their own to help us out on that.
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And they also, for those that are interested, they're using 4,500 PSI fiber infused concrete. So, and we got a short document that Dan has at the village office to help if there's anything more about that. If anybody wants more information.
Yep, they can just contact me. I thought they were very responsive, and the communication has already started to flow.
Good. Very good.
Good deal.
Okay, anything else on DPW report?
I just had a quick technical input here. Trustee Slack, your TV volume is affecting the stream a little bit and the recording.
Sorry.
So, thank you, sir.
Okay. Anything else on DPW?
I'll make a motion that we accept it as written.
I'll
Second.
second.
That's a photo finish.
Kevin
too,
can have
Dan.
that one.
Thank you.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Next up,
Fire department.
fire department.
We've been going to Summer Hill more than usual. Not much, but I mean,
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah. Which is good,
But would
because
you
they pay us, so, I mean, that's, what we're supposed to do.
I think probably Town of Scott signed 3. We probably should start looking at Summer Hill and Town of Homer again. We're here in August, is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan and I are meeting on Friday to review the contracts.
So we have those 2, correct? That are were 1 year.
That is correct.
All right. Anything else to add to your report, Malin?
A couple of things. I stepped to see Tanya. We have sufficient money in the budget under our small equipment line. We had a couple of the chiefs go to a demonstration of some thermal imaging cameras. And we'd like to go ahead and get, there's 4, they're little ones, I guess I'd call them. But something that the chiefs could carry and would help us out with sometimes a quick look where we get these, electrical outlets or fluorescent light ballasts or things like that that are overheated. These little cameras would give us a chance to look at it and say, okay, look, it hasn't extended into the wall. We don't need all the rest of the troops coming. They're going to be a little over $500 a piece. But it's another good little diagnostic and quick check tool for us. We have not quite $8,000 in that line item. The 4 chiefs are all in favor of it. So I didn't want you to be surprised when I bring a purchase order for probably right around $2,200 for these 4 cameras, unless there's some issue with that. As part of our, equipment to help us out going in and, kind of like a doctor's diagnosis, say, look, okay, we do have something, there is a fire in the wall. I mean, it works both ways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
think
no, I think it sounds reasonable to me.
Good little tool.
Yep.
So, and the other thing, I've been working with Dan on the FEMA grant. The total amount of the grant was 12,000 and some change. Our part was 500 and something, I think, like that. The masks themselves were right around 7,000. So that leaves us a little over $5,000. And with all this COVID stuff, I'm not so concerned about the masks that we're issuing people. They're using their own, but we still have folks that, either they don't bring it, come from home, go right to the fire, whatever. We still have, almost 30, some of them are better on the trucks. So I'd like to buy a device, and Dan said that if it's less than $10,000 left in the grant, we can basically do what we want with it. There's a cleaning machine that you can clean and sanitize up to 4 masks in. Right now, we do it with a solution in a 5-gallon bucket, basically, or a stainless steel sink that we have at the firehouse. This machine is going to run us a little over $4,000. Wow. Obviously, you have shipping, things like that with it. And then there's still enough money left for us to buy 30 new mask bags of a different color to be able to allow quick identification of the masks that we've issued to the members. And right now, that's still going to leave us, depending on shipping and all these things, somewhere between $200 and $300 left at this point on the table. But I'm still looking to try to spend that perhaps with a solution. And the last information I had is about $100 a gallon for this machine to kind of bring that down as close as we can to spending the entire thing. That would be another purchase order. For the mask bags, that'd be $600 for the bags, and a little over $4,000 for this cleaning machine, if that comes through. So I think if I'm right in my numbers, and Dan can double check that, I've looked at what I've been able to access, and it's not something that we have to ask for an amendment for. We can just go ahead and do it. And Dan, you can confirm that if that is the case. But
Yeah,
those
that's the
2
case.
purchase orders would be coming, or 3 actually, one for the cameras, one for the mask bags, and one for this cleaning disinfecting machine. So unless there's some issue with either of those 2 items, that's good. And the only other thing is Friday night, folks, and this would be for anybody in the village, we're going to give another shot to a chicken barbecue, 5 o'clock until gone. $8 halves, $10 meals, which will include the chicken half, mac salad, beans, and a roll. We're not taking advance orders, but we are going to try to keep folks posted online if we get close to running out of meals and that's what they want. But it'll be in front of the firehouse, same as it was before. So if anybody's interested in not cooking on Friday night, come see us and we'll see how that goes. We are ordering more chicken. The last time it went very well, and we probably could have sold more than we had, but we'd rather run out and do it that way than to have it left over and lose money on it. So
How many are you doing?
we did 250 the last time. I think they're getting 50 or 100 more. I don't know for sure, Al.
Okay.
I'm going to be out of town camping as of Friday morning, so I already warned them I won't be here. So they're on their own.
I'll be dropping by to get a bunch, so hopefully I don't miss them.
Okay. Well, they're starting at 5 o'clock serving and till it's gone.
Excellent.
Hopefully you'll be lucky enough. Unless anybody else has got anything for us, I believe that's it for me.
Malin, how much is the solution for the mask cleaner?
I think the last one I got, it's like $90-some a gallon. It's expensive, but it's a disinfectant cleaning solution, and you dilute it. So it goes for a while, and especially if we haven't had a lot of calls or don't use a lot of face pieces, it will go even further. But I think if we've got the opportunity to get it off the grant money, it's got a good shelf life. It doesn't go bad.
Okay.
I'd like to get a couple of gallons of that at least, and maybe we can swing 3. Some of it's going to depend on the shipping costs of the bags and the machine. Those things are generally not included in any of the quotes. That's all eligible under the grant. So we'll probably end up with 2 more gallons of the cleaning solution.
And how long? Well, it depends upon the number of calls you got. And I was just looking at the recurring costs for the out years. But
probably I would guess maybe if we did a couple of gallons a year, and unless we get a lot of run on fire calls, a couple of gallons a year would be more than sufficient.
Okay.
But it's only a couple $100, annual item if it's that.
Sounds good.
Do we need a motion to do that?
Well,
Yeah,
we gotta wait until we get invoices that we can make the motions to pay, but we do need a motion to approve his report.
All right, I'll do that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. Thanks, Malin.
Thank you,
Okay,
Malin. Stay
folks,
safe.
thank you. I'm gonna head off and do some other things, so enjoy the evening.
Happy camping.
I'm gonna try to be on that meeting tomorrow too for 41 through 81.
Good,
So
good.
we'll see you then. All right,
All
folks. Have a good evening. Thank you.
We'll see ya.
Yep.
All right, Chief Pittman,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
Good. You?
I can't complain. How are things going?
Well, not bad. We got Officer Smiley's out on his own now,
Good.
and that about 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now, and we're about the third week into training Officer Rudenberg. That's going well. This past weekend, we had the Law Enforcement Appreciation Barbecue at McMahon's Easy Acre Farm.
Ah,
That went well. We actually recognized Tom Huddleston with myself, the sheriff, and Bob Churchill, who's retired chief for Groton, as well as retired from the Cortland Sheriffs. We recognized Tommy Huddleston with 50 years of service.
oh, good.
We presented him with a nice laser engraved wooden plaque. Other than that, things are going good. Been busy last couple weeks, actually. But,
Well, it is summer,
oh, yeah.
and I did notice that you had more traffic stops and stuff, which you would expect because it's summer.
Yep.
So, anyhow, yeah, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Chief, when are you going to do another tractor trailer inspection?
So when I get my staff going, and probably I'd like to do one at the end of the month, but yeah, I just got to get the staff up and going and stuff like that. So I know I talked with Kevin about it, Kevin Slack, and I know he's noticed quite a few trucks going by his business there.
Well, it might be time to do it. Yeah.
So
All right. I'm sorry I missed McMahon's. I know you mentioned it, but I never got a notice or anything. I think I'm going to talk to Mike. I think he purposely excluded me. So I'll give him a hard time for that. All right. Anything else for the chief?
I'll make a motion to accept the police report as written.
Ed seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All
Beat you
right.
to it, Ed.
I know. Normally, I like to do the chief. Well, not that way, but I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
All right. Thanks, Chief. You don't have to stick around.
All right, what do we got next?
Well, let's go to Andrew's reports now.
Sure. So is there one you want to start with?
Dealer's choice, my friend. You start wherever
Okay.
you want.
We can start with highway superintendent then.
Okay.
This is why I was first hired as an intern for this summer, putting all of the village's assets into the highway superintendent program so that everything could be easily documented, not just where the equipment is now, but as it's serviced into the future as well. So in the report is just describing how I set everything up. So people who use the program in the future know why I did what I did. So all the roads in the village are in the program. And I noted the condition of the road and took a picture of it as well. All of the street signs in the village are now in the program. Over 600, about 650 signs are in there.
Wow.
And it's noted what the sign is. the address that it's located at, the exact text on the sign, the condition of the sign, and there's a picture of the sign in the program. All buildings, parks, and other locations that the village owns are in the program, again with a short description and picture. All the fire hydrants in the village are in the program with the address that they're located at. And all of the vehicles that the village owns are also in the program with the make, model, year, serial number, and a village ID. Oh, and I also put railroad crossings in too, just for fun. So any questions about highway superintendent?
I thought it was, go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, we talked about this. We have to put the bridge in there. As some may or may not know, the Water Street Bridge was actually given over to the village by the town. So that bridge actually belongs to us. And so we'll need to add that in.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, the beauty on this software is that now the town or the village can actually put it into our insurance, because if somebody destroys a road, blows up something, we have documented evidence of what it is. And so back when I did some of those meetings in Saratoga with the Nikon people, they recommended that you actually insure your roads because something could happen to them, blah, blah, blah. So anyhow, this was a great thing. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. I also put together.
What else he did in the program, I just want to mention something else he did. We have a requirement for inspections to be completed. Playgrounds right now are 1 month. Streets and signs are going to come up at the next meeting to be every 6 months. He didn't just put them in, he inspected them and then set them up for the due dates for next time. So that all we have to do is have a report and then they're done.
That's awesome.
And that's so important to make sure we don't get sued because of some faulty playground item, because that has to be a monthly DPW or somebody check, or probably monthly during the summer, maybe less in the winter. Yeah, that's important. So thank you again. Wow.
Yeah, of course. All right. So I guess we can move on to the other report, the local waterfront revitalization program survey report that I am sure Ed is very anxious to talk about. So
you know me so well.
There's a few things in here. I just copied and pasted an introduction from the survey that Dan wrote up. There's a quick summary of findings. So we received over 200 responses. About 90% of them were from village residents. The method section just tells you what each idea means. So it puts a number to a description. The most important sections are probably data and results. So for data, I provided the total points awarded to each idea. Respondents were asked to rank the ideas on a scale of 0 to 10, I believe. So I just added up all of the responses for each idea, and then from that created a mean, median, and standard deviation. Just so you can kind of see which ones were the most popular, and also the standard deviation tells you which were the most divisive questions, which people disagreed on the most. Under the results section, I provided both suggestions that residents gave for things that we could add to the plan, things like providing a place to launch kayaks and canoes, public swimming, outdoor facilities such as a dog park, preserving the 3 bridges on Pine Wall and Water Streets, anything that respondents wrote in the margins, I tried to represent in that results section. And also gave just a short description of what respondents thought of each idea. And then the conclusions kind of summed everything up and also noted some of the most common objections, which were overwhelmingly about money, unsurprisingly. So I think that's all I have.
Again, that was a fabulous job.
Yeah.
And for everybody that wants to know, the river trail was the #1 priority and got the highest number of likes or stars or tens. And so then it was all water quality and bike trails. So the river trail, which is what LRIP is really all about. So now when Hal gives me, and I'll help you, the minutes from our meetings in December and March, then we can turn this in as part of our survey and stuff to Jamie Reppert at the Department of State. And then maybe, I believe, with Dan's review of the codes, we have completed the LRIP.
Awesome.
We haven't got a comment back, and we sent some of those things in March and April. And so I got a feeling we're good to go. I think we're going to get 10 points. We got 4 now. So
It's awesome.
Andrew, this is
Cool.
absolutely excellent. You're going to do
Yeah.
great at Columbia, is it?
Columbia.
Oh, awesome. Anyhow, come back and
Yes.
take over the mayor spot someday.
Yes. It's yours for the taking, my friend, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. We need young people. So,
Thank you
Sounds
very
good.
much, Andrew.
Yeah, of
Really
course.
appreciate it.
thank you.
All right, I'll probably head out then.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew. Great job.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, Zach, welcome back.
Hello, hello. Thank you. How's it going?
It's going, my friend. How's it going with you?
Good. Relatively. Trying to stay positive in the world of the unknown right now. But yeah. So should I just jump into it?
Yeah.
Get
Yep.
back into it?
Please.
So starting off with softball, we're gonna attempt to run a softball team for a 10-12U mixed team. I've got 7 kids signed up right now, possibly an 8th today. We need 10 total. I think we can get there. It's kind of our soft start back into recreation. I have a return to play guideline for all the parents to look at and understand. And yeah, then we'll go to football. We had a big meeting last night about the season. I don't know if you heard today, but I think the Big Ten college
Yep.
postponed their seasons. I don't know if that means canceled until the spring, or I don't know what they mean by postpone, but so nobody last night wanted to cancel the season, so they are postponing it. But what we're going to do, and I think what everybody's really going to do, is plan to go ahead with a skills and drills program. And if football is approved, and if we can do it in a timely fashion, we can transition back into a tackle program. You know, if we get a couple games that are played safely and the kids have enough practice under their belt, then we'll do it. If not, then we'll continue with skills and drills or transition to a flag program, which is currently allowed under the New York guidelines. So that's what we're doing with that. Cheerleading, we had 35 girls sign up initially. I think it's possibly the most we've ever had. I let all the parents know that we're not going to be having a traditional cheer program this year. Cheer is not allowed on the guidelines as we know it. So they're going to be doing you can think of it more as a dance routine, and it's going to be practice only. So the girls are going to come out once or twice a week to Kalale Field with the coach, a parent supervisor, and I will be there as well, at least initially in the beginning at all the practices for both softball and cheer, to make sure the parents are doing what they're supposed to be doing and the kids are supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. So no cheering for games, nothing like that, just practice until the state says otherwise. That's the core of what we're doing right now. I think the football program is going to be pretty big, or the skills and drills program is going to be pretty big. We're only going to do it for grades 3 to 6. After talking, I passed it by Dan today, and he agreed that K to 2, when we have no parents at practice, we normally rely on parents to keep their kids in line for the K to 2 group. And with having no parents at practice, just drop off, that's just not going to happen. So I think we're going to have to exclude K to 2 safely, as many other programs are doing. There's no T-ball going on right now, for example. There's no younger groups and other programs. So that's what we're doing. And again, trying to stay positive with the future. If this doesn't happen, there are other things I can do to fill my time. Putting together, manuals and procedures on how to run the rec department in the event that either I disappear or, something happens. So there's that.
That'd be great too. Yeah.
Yep. And then the other thing is that I don't know what level of participation I'll have in this. I'm hoping to jump in with them, but the Todd over, I think, Hal, you met Todd Lisi over at the Homer Athletics department. He's putting together a system where his coaches will create instructional videos for the kids via YouTube from the basics, but bringing Homer Athletics together, and keeping the kids connected to their coaches. I'm hoping to jump into that and keep our youth level kids, K to 6, connected to our coaches and as well. So that's where I'm at.
Perfect.
There's a few refunds on there.
To
deal with. So
thank you very much.
Good job, Zach.
I'll make a motion to accept this report as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Next up is water and sewer. Buzz has been busy. I know they had a pump go out today. He called me about. And they're not sure if that's going to be repairable or not yet. I don't know if they found out or not, but he was going to let me know. Other than that,
more rags.
Yeah. People keep flushing rags.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know.
I mean, you made it obvious in your reports and in the Homer News and what have you that it's causing. Don't flush rags because it causes us to have to, send a guy down into these manholes at all hours to go clean the pump. So it's costing the rest of the residents money, whoever's doing it. So, yeah.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the water and sewer report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let's see here.
Which Chris do we have? I was going to say, do we have any updates from BNL on how the project is coming along?
We have. I'll send out some meeting notes. I have another meeting tomorrow, Buzz and I, with our 2-week update, and I'll start sending those out to you guys. I haven't been, so apologies, but I'll get those out to you. You can see where we're at. Still doing manhole work. Haven't started the lining work, but that's coming anytime soon now, where people will not be able to use their sewers for, up to a day. So, or at least up to a working day. So, well, that's they haven't done anything like that, but it's I imagine the next few weeks they will start.
And we'll get a heads up on that so we can let people know, right?
Oh yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
The process is the residents are notified a week in advance, and then also 24 hours in advance.
Okay.
All righty.
The Chris was there. It's for the Homer Little League contract.
Oh, okay. I didn't know which Chris we were dealing with.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can jump to G and then go back then, so he doesn't have to sit through everything else. So let's skip down to the Little League contract.
I didn't have any problem with it after reading it.
Yeah, I emailed my questions about it and they got answered, so I'm good with it.
Timmy, you're the expert. What do you think?
Good to go.
All
That's
righty.
all I need. I'll make a motion that we accept it and have you sign it.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Very good. All right.
Hey, I do want to just jump in and say thank you. I also have Jeremy Boylan here from Homer Little League. So we just want to say thanks to the village. We appreciate it and have an excellent evening.
Thank you guys. We appreciate what you do.
Chris.
All right.
All right, next up is approve volunteer firefighter application. So I reviewed it, looks great to me.
Same here.
Same.
I'll make
Same.
I'll make a motion that we accept the firefighter's application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. Next up, approve waiving properties owned by Village of Homer water tank payments.
Yeah, why would we charge ourselves?
There you go. Can we get a
I'll,
motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Pat second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Approve recreation refunds, sort of a no-brainer.
Make a motion.
Second.
Second. Kevin's got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. Discuss the floodplain issues with Arbor Brook project. And here comes Dan to explain what the hell's going on.
So that's the narrative is really all that you guys needed to read. If you did, this narrative is from the engineer for the project that's working for the developer. It's a fine narrative. It's an engineer who's certified that he thinks the project will not encroach in the floodway. My only thing to that is that there's a lot of assumptions in his methodology, and coupled with that, it's now 2020 and we're doing another county hazard mitigation planning countywide, and Homer is a part of that, and we'll be updating critical infrastructure, different disasters that we're worried about, and obviously flooding is one of them. It may be prudent to get a third party in just to run the numbers again, check to see if this project is actually going to not affect the floodway. I'm no expert. I'm not necessarily convinced that what was given does that, even though it's pretty thorough. But it'd be nice to have the village have a third party. The reason why I bring this up in the first place is that the developer is looking to get a letter from the village floodplain administrator, basically agreeing with them that they concur that it's not going to affect the floodway. So we kind of have to give, or the state is looking for from the developer to get that letter in-house. The state is kind of like wash their hands from it. They're not necessarily saying it. They want to see that the village concurs with the developer. And I guess if the village wants to do that, then perhaps a third voice should weigh in as well.
How do we go about doing that?
We can track down Kevin and I had a talk with Kevin this afternoon. He's going to check to see if he can track down someone who may be able to do this. And it's a special service, so there's no bidding or anything like that. We just get the person involved to take a look at it, and they'll take a look at what the developers submitted. I imagine they will do their own work, and we'll see. They very, very well line up just fine. I'm sure probably that's what will happen anyway. But again, it would be nice to get a third party's voice in on this.
I agree with you, Dan.
Yeah, me too.
Same here, because if we're putting our name on it, none of us are experts. It
Right.
probably would behoove us just to have another set of eyes on it, and it shouldn't cost us that much.
So we should.
Okay, you want
So
to?
let's defer this
Yep.
until we get a report, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
I don't have
agree.
a cost for you guys right now. As soon as
fine.
we do, I'll let you know.
Perfect. Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, so we're gonna punt on that one. And all right, so now we've got 2 civil service job descriptions. So Pat, I know you were concerned about the historian one. Did Tanya answer your questions, or do you still have questions?
No, I still have questions. I'm really kind of baffled as to, I'm not completely clear about what civil service is saying with our historian. And I'd like to press pause on that until we get a little bit more clarification. I don't have a warm fuzzy on it.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's see.
What is it that you're not liking there, Pat?
Well, one, they came up with we already have a description for our village historian. We did this back in 2016 when Hal first came on board, and we hired, he appointed Martin. And so we now have, now civil service is saying that they want another job description. And they're saying that he needs to be a civil service employee, which I'm not. And then the other thing, so there's that. And then they're saying that because the village isn't, by the state, isn't required to have one, but I remember in some of my notes, we are required to have
Yeah.
one. This isn't a nice to have. This isn't something that the village pulled out of its fourth point of contact.
No, we're supposed to have one.
We're
Yeah.
supposed to have it. So I'm not clear on that. Go ahead, Tanny.
So there's a couple things I'll add for you, if you don't mind. So we don't know for sure it was turned in, but when I got here, Martin was not an employee. He was an independent contractor. And upon review, he was supposed to be an employee. So he was never technically hired as an employee till I was here. So that's when civil service did their first review. And I brought it to the board and we met with Dante and we talked about how he should be an employee. So we moved him. And they're saying when we moved him, because he was an independent contractor, we had to create the position. We don't know for sure if it was turned in 2016. I know the board appointed it, but I have no documentation showing it was actually sent to civil service. So they would have no clue the board did it, because they have to, not only they have to approve the position, plus it has to be appointed, approved at the board. So for instance, the account clerk position, Cal has to sign as if it's what we want to ask them to approve. Then it has to come to the board to be approved, and I have to send it back. And if for some reason, let's just say I don't, then it's never created. So that's the only thing I have no clue that if it was turned in.
We did not create this position. This position was already here. They had a village historian many years ago for many different people.
They've always had, yeah. They just left it unfilled for some reason.
Yeah, and what happens? They weren't part of civil service before. They were part of a union at one point. So when the village went back to civil service, all the positions have to be reviewed. So if they're not technically created, then I'm just saying I don't know because I wasn't here then. But that's the procedure. So if that position isn't created in civil service, even if we have someone in it, then they have no civil service rights.
So what you're saying is we have to go through a process to make sure that it's civil service now, which shouldn't be a big deal.
I think we should just check with NICOM to make sure that we're really required to do this.
There you go.
Yeah,
there's two different things here. One is we created a job description when Martin came on board, and Martin provided a lot of feedback and input into this job description, which I haven't had a chance to go line by line on each one, the one that we have and the one that was created by, or the one that was given to us by the county. And I just at a quick glance, I know there's differences. And at a quick glance, I know Martin's going to take some umbrage with some of those comments. So I would like us to definitely have our village historian take a look at the job description and make sure he is good with it. And then my second thing is I can't vote on something where I don't have a good understanding, and I do not have a good understanding of where civil service is fitting into this. So I would just like to get that clarified before we move forward. They've waited this long, they can wait a little bit longer.
Right.
Yeah, with civil service, you can't fire them and you got to give them retirements and blah,
Well, the
blah,
other thing
blah,
too is this is an appointee.
This is going to cost us.
So I would like to punt on this one until further review.
Especially if it's an appointed position.
Yeah, just with this one, I just want to double check with NICOM on it. That's all. It's just I think it would just make our lives easier if we didn't have to go through civil service on this. So.
I agree.
All right, but then the other one is the account clerk one.
Yes.
So that one I think is a no-brainer.
Do we need a motion to accept it?
We do.
I'll make the motion that we get an account clerk.
Tim
I'll
second. Any
second.
discussion? All
No,
in
this,
favor?
this is, I,
Okay.
well, I was just saying, this one makes more sense. I mean, this
Yeah.
is pretty cut and dried. It's the other one that doesn't. And Tanya, God bless you for having to be the intermediary between us, because I'm not clear on that.
Yeah, it's not a fun role to have for her. I know. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. And we approved a Little League thing. All right, we are down to the attorney. Any comments from Dante?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about Route 11. Some of the stuff should be probably an executive, but I've finished my review of the 3 of the titles for the properties. There's some minor things in each of them, so we sent out corrections to the seller's attorney, and we'll hopefully get those back pretty shortly. The IDA, the deal we negotiated with them, had us ordering all the title documents. So those documents are going over to the IDA's attorney to draft the transfer docs, the deed, etc. So all of that's in the works. We do have a checklist for each of the properties that Lisa, my paralegal, is working through to get the grant money. So there's kind of going to be 2 stages in the process: the closing on the property stage and then the grant stage. We're pretty good on stage 1. Although I do need to get these surveys, which I guess were delivered to the village's offices last week. So that was the remaining puzzle on those. But
They're in your box, sir. They're in your box.
How big are they, Dan?
Pretty big.
They're like full size, like
some of them, yeah. Yeah.
All right, we'll figure out some way to get somebody over there to pick those up. And then that'll be the last box to check.
Yep, I see Trips has already moved to a new location, so that's good.
Yeah.
And
It
right down
looks
the
like
road.
everything's out of Harders, right?
Pretty much.
As much as they're gonna.
Yeah, I think it's probably as much as they're gonna. Yep.
Yep.
Which, I'm still almost in a little bit of denial that this project is finally going to come together and get completed.
Keep the faith, yeah.
Yes, it's only taken 3 years of my time, and then longer for some of you guys. So, all right, what else you got, Dante? Anything else?
No, nothing else for public.
Okay. All right, let's go around the horn with the trustees. We'll start with Tim.
I don't have much. I apologize, but have been going to the games. My son's part of the Little League, and it's been really fun. I think it's been good that we've kept the parents out of the raceways in between where all the kids are actually gathering, and the parents seem to like it. It's kind of cool. Everybody sits behind the outfield fence, and they're either in their cars or their seats, chairs, and some are even putting up those pop-up tents. It's pretty cool.
Good. Well, that's great. That's really good. Kevin Slack, what do you got today, my friend?
Just 3 little things, you know, just like you have. I've had complaints with the sidewalks and the grass thing.
Yep.
And according to you, that's under control.
I think so. I mean, I really feel pretty good about it. And if there's any that linger or where they're still not happy, then they need to contact Dan and get into our spreadsheet, and we'll get it taken care of.
And then I ran into Zach the other night and talked with him. I feel bad for him, but I think he's really doing the best he can with what he has to work with.
Yes.
I hope everybody else agrees.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, he's in a really tough spot. So yeah, I think he's doing the best he can for sure.
Because, you know, if you're a young kid right about now, you want to tackle somebody or hit somebody, and you can't.
Yep.
And then I was over signing vouchers and things like that, and some of the grants that come in. I think the Dan Egner guy is worth his weight in gold.
Yeah. Right.
Don't swell his head.
I don't have any money for you, Kevin.
No, Dan's doing awesome.
We appreciate everything you do, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Ed, back from camp for a little break. What do you got?
I'll be heading back again on Friday morning. LRIP again. The city is supposed to get all their responses for who wants to be the contractor for the 48K plus the 12, so it'd be like 50 or 60K. Not from, no, actually it would be less because we get to do in-kind services, so that's not cash. So, but anyhow, about 50K, and they're supposed to be awarding that or having them turned in tomorrow. I think Matt Cook said the 15th. No,
Good.
Friday the 15th.
Yep,
Not
15th.
not tomorrow.
Yep, Friday.
Yeah, Friday. So that's good. And again, after Andrew did a fantastic job with the survey results, and you're going to come up with those minutes, right?
Yes.
And I'll help you actually. We can actually turn that section in once Dan looks at some of those codes, which I've turned into them. They're basically what we do. I think we're all set. But anyhow, you never know.
I need to take a look at it one more time before finalization, but I think we should be set.
See, the beauty on that is you turn it in and they don't like it, we got time to fix it.
Yeah.
See, that's why you get it into them and make them tell you it's no good. Don't kill ourselves, make them tell you.
Right.
So we can do that. So that's good. And that's about thank you everybody for staying safe and keeping the villages moving along as smoothly as we have with our fire and police and DPW and rec and everything else. So, and thank you guys all for serving. I'm done.
All right, Pat.
I got a couple sheets. I'll try to make it quick. One is just so you guys realize the Water Street Bridge does belong to the village. Did a little research on that. That was transferred from the town to the village. So for our planning purposes and Ed's LWRP, we can include that bridge, but we should probably look into whatever we can for preventive maintenance and to help incorporate that into the walking trail. I attended the town meeting on August 5th. Some of the notes on that, just for everybody's situational awareness, they're looking at doing a ladder or some steps up to the balcony, from the balcony up to the rotunda. So Homer Ironworks is going to take a look and provide a suggestion on that. That'll be interesting. The town voted to join us in the city with the LWRP. So that's good news.
And they're chipping in the $2,000.
Yes, chipping in $2,000. The Speedway assessment is going through again. So they are challenging their, what was it, $1 million or $2 million assessment, and they want it down to $100,000.
Yep.
So
and there should be a line of people ready to buy the property at that price, including us.
Yep. So
absolutely,
just so everybody's aware of that. I already talked about how the town is still having troubles with their $200,000 building grant.
All of the grant money is just frozen right now in the state. It's taking. For my other job, we've been trying to get stuff rattled loose, and it's almost impossible right now to get any money released.
Kelly Preston attended the town meeting, and I got some notes from her. County budget is not looking good at all. I won't go into the details right now, but they're looking at about a $8 million hole, which just emphasizes the fact that we need to be strong stewards of our financial ship. DMV is doing appointments by appointments now. The Office of Aging, as of 1 August, abolished 4 full-time senior center managers and 7 part-time food service employees. Health and Human Services Committee is got a task force for senior citizens, what to do when COVID is over. But who knows? And essentially, the activity center at the county level is gone because is now going to become the new entrance. So that does not look good. Dan Deneen, for those that are interested, is retiring as the full-time planning director, but he is staying on as a part-time planning director. So that's good news for everybody.
Yeah, because he has a lot of institutional knowledge, and he's a very good guy to work with.
Yeah, he's an excellent person to work with. So that is essentially all I have.
That's it.
See, I told you
Alrighty.
I'd make it quick.
That's not too bad. All right. And on that note, we do need to go into executive session to talk about a real estate acquisition issue and a couple of personnel issues.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session according to, I'm gonna let you repeat the New York State law that does the executive.
Public Officers Law, Article 7, Section 105.
That's it.
Second.
Did we want to ask if the news media had any questions for us before we go into executive session?
Don, you got any questions for us?
I have so many questions that I'm just going to pass and not say anything. I'll just, Hal, I'll let you know that I'm going to capture Pat tomorrow, and I'll bend his ear for hours.
All right, good.
Because he's right across the street from me.
Get him. Go
get him.
Forewarned is forearmed. I think it has some
Yeah.
errands to run.
I'm all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right.
All right, let me stop the stream and turn off the recording, please.